My beloved child, what was meant to silence you, has now become the sound of your awakening. Angels have been circling above your name since dawn, whispering in the wind that surrounds you, watching your soul as it quietly waits for something it cannot name. Beloved, there is a moment opening before you that was written before you were born. A confession has been trying to reach you, not through the mouths of men, but through the trembling of heaven's breath. It is not ordinary. This is sacred. This is divine. This is the moment when one heart, far away but deeply connected to you, cannot keep silent anymore. They've tried to bury the truth beneath time, beneath pride, beneath the noise of their world, but today, the veil has been torn. And the angels are rejoicing because you are finally ready to hear it. This is the kind of confession that was delayed by fear, silenced by confusion, but protected by grace. You did not imagine it, you were not wrong, the signs you felt in your chest like soft thunder were real. The person you once held close, the one who drifted away as if love was never born between you, is standing on the edge of a divine admission, and heaven is leaning forward to witness it. They are carrying something heavy. And it has your name on it. Archangel Michael has visited their dreams, and with fire in his wings and truth in his hands, he awakened something in them that could no longer sleep. They remembered you. They remembered your kindness. They remembered what they did not say when they should have. And now, that memory has grown into a cry in their soul, a cry that the angels could no longer ignore. That is why you are seeing this now. Not by mistake. Not by coincidence. You were led here by an invisible hand that knows your heart too well. Because what this person is about to say could change everything you thought you knew. They have wrestled with silence, battled regret, and have finally reached the place where the truth must rise. And the heavens have made space for this confession to reach you. Even if it's late. Even if it's broken. Even if it trembles. The truth is still sacred. And you are worthy to receive it. You will not need to chase them. You will not need to prove yourself. You will not need to open old wounds just to make them believe you deserved honesty. No. God says this confession is coming to you not because you asked for it, but because you carried the weight of unspoken pain with such grace. You waited in silence when they walked away. You chose peace when you could have chosen bitterness. You spoke love into the silence when no one was speaking back. And that, beloved, is why heaven has remembered your name. That is why this moment has come. Because there is something you need to hear, something that has been delayed by spiritual confusion but is now being released with holy clarity. It is soft. But it is true. It is not loud. But it will echo in your soul. And when you hear it, you will cry, not because it hurts, but because it heals. So don't ignore this divine alignment. Open your spirit. Still your mind. Let the angels bring this moment to completion. Archangel Michael has cleared the path, and heaven is already moving. The next step doesn't require your effort, it requires your heart. Stay right here. Breathe. Because someone is about to say what they should have said long ago. And when they do, you'll understand why the angels couldn't stay silent anymore. Heaven is holding its breath, waiting for you to realize what has been moving quietly beneath the surface. This is not just a moment, this is a divine crossing of timelines, emotions, and destinies. The person you once loved deeply, the one you still carry silently in corners of your soul, has been carrying a truth that's too loud to be ignored anymore. Angels have watched them wrestle with it. They saw how they looked at your photo late at night, how they whispered your name when no one was around, how they asked God for one more chance but couldn't find the courage to speak. The confession is not just about what they did wrong, it is about what they never stopped feeling. And now that the heavens have opened a clear path, they are being pushed from within by something they can no longer run from. They are trembling with memories. And each one has your face in it. Each one is glowing with regret, with longing, with the ache of silence that never should have lasted this long. They are not who they were. Life has broken them in places they never expected. But in that breaking, they found clarity. And that clarity leads them right back to you. Not just because you were kind, not just because you were patient, but because you loved them in a way they've never felt again. God is now awakening that part of their soul that still knows your name, still dreams of your voice, still aches for your presence. This isn't about reuniting like a movie ending. This is about releasing the truth that was chained by fear. It's about standing in the sacred space where truth is more important than ego. They've come to the edge of their silence, and the only bridge left is the one they build with their words. Their soul has been whispering, "Say it. Say it before it's too late. Say it before they think they never mattered." And right now, their heart is burning with that urgency. But it's not just about them. This is also about you. You, who sat with unanswered questions. You, who wondered if you were ever truly seen. You, who stayed silent not because you didn't feel, but because you were waiting for honesty to rise from the place it had been buried. Heaven saw your patience. Archangel Michael stood guard over your tears. And every time you thought, maybe it was all in my head, an angel whispered, "No, beloved. You were always right. You were always loved, even if they didn't know how to say it. And now, the time has come. This isn't a small thing. This is a sacred revelation. The kind that shifts energy. The kind that makes angels sing. The kind that restores what was broken without forcing you to beg for it. Heaven doesn't need your effort right now. It needs your heart open. Because the confession will arrive in ways you don't expect, a message, a dream, a sudden meeting, or even a voice inside that feels too divine to be from this world. And when it comes, let it wash over you like a rain that knew exactly when you needed to be cleansed. Let it be a release. Not a return. A recognition. Not a rewind. Because what they are going to say will change the way you carry the past. It will lift shame from your shoulders and replace it with understanding. It will bring closure not as an end, but as a new beginning. And whether you accept them back or walk forward without them, one thing will be clear: you were never unloved. You were never unimportant. You were never forgotten. And all along, heaven was guiding this moment to find you. That's why you're here. That's why this message wouldn't stop appearing. That's why your heart is beating a little faster right now. Because you're standing at the edge of a holy unveiling. And the truth is about to meet your soul. There are things we carry inside us that we never say out loud, burdens tied to names, moments frozen in memory, voices we once longed to hear, and silences that still echo louder than words. This is one of those divine moments where the silence is no longer allowed to win. The angels are not whispering now, they are speaking clearly. They are orchestrating something that no man, no timeline, and no distance can stop. A confession is trying to break through from a heart that once held you and now misses you in a way that no apology can fully capture. This is deeper than sorry. This is deeper than regret. This is divine timing unfolding with trembling hands and tear-stained pages of the soul. The person you once trusted is trembling. Not because they are weak, but because the weight of not telling you the truth has become too heavy to carry alone. Heaven has lifted the veil on what they buried. Archangel Michael has stepped between you and the pain, not to erase it, but to finally reveal what was hidden in the silence. And what is about to be said won't just shock you, it will unlock you. The tears you cried in private were never ignored. The moments you questioned your own value, wondering if they truly cared, were recorded by the angels. God saw how you protected their name even when you were hurting. And now, in this sacred moment, that truth is about to be returned to you, not in bitterness, but in power. They are ready. The person who once stood in pride is now kneeling in realization. They know. They know what they did. They know what they missed. And more than anything, they know who you truly were to them. But don't be confused, this is not a coincidence. You are not reading this by mistake. Heaven aligned everything for this moment because the time has come for the truth to surface. The confession is not only about what happened, but about what never got to bloom. It is about feelings they never expressed, wounds they caused but never understood, and love that was always there but disguised behind fear. They thought they had more time. They thought silence would protect them. But now heaven has pushed them to the edge, and there is no turning back. What's coming is raw. It's honest. It's holy. And it's for you. You will be faced with words you've waited years to hear. You will be shown how deep their regret goes. And even if they never say it with their mouth, heaven will say it for them. And here's the miracle, this message isn't just about their confession. It's about your healing. It's about finally being able to walk forward with a heart that no longer carries questions like chains. You don't need to reply with bitterness. You don't need to go back to what broke you. You only need to receive what is being handed to you from heaven itself, closure, clarity, and the calm that follows the storm. Angels have wrapped this moment in mercy. Archangel Michael is standing near your name, declaring, "Let the truth flow. Let the weight lift. Let the chosen one finally see how much heaven has always been on their side." You are not here to beg. You are here to receive. Not from man, but from God. And the one who once stood silent is now being guided to open their mouth. Whether it comes in a voice, a message, a letter, or a dream, get ready. The moment is already on its way. You are not the same person who once broke. You are stronger. You are wiser. And you are about to be set free. Heaven has waited long enough. Your spirit has waited long enough. And the one who carries this truth, buried, bruised, and hidden behind layers of silence, they can no longer carry it alone. In the heavenly realm, the angels have seen it all, how they would open your old messages and read them slowly, hoping to feel close to what they lost, how they would walk past familiar places, praying not to bump into you, but hoping just enough that they might, how they tried to move on with others, but kept finding pieces of you in every conversation, in every smile that didn't quite match the depth of yours. And now, it's not guilt speaking, it's divine stirring. The soul cannot lie when God is near. Their soul is trembling because their time of silence has expired. And heaven won't let them rest until they release what should have been said when your heart was still wide open. Archangel Michael has stood beside them all these nights as they battled the voice in their head that whispered, "What if it's too late?" But the Archangel did not allow their voice to drown in fear. Instead, he spoke louder, "If you do not speak now, their heart will walk away forever, and you will live wondering what might have healed had you only spoken." That voice is not their conscience, it is God's mercy giving one last chance. Because you, beloved, have been chosen not to be broken, but to be revealed. Revealed as the one who loved deeply, who gave without holding back, who didn't run when things got hard. They know that now. And that knowledge has become a fire in their soul that they cannot put out. You need to understand this moment is sacred. It is wrapped in divine timing, not manipulation. This is not a game. It is a spiritual appointment that was written long before their pride was even born. They never told you, but they always remembered the way you listened, the way you touched their arm when they were anxious, the way you gave without demanding, the way your silence held more love than others' words. And now? That memory is echoing in their chest like thunder. Not to torment them, but to remind them that grace is still possible. The confession is not to trap you. It is to free you. So that you no longer have to wonder if you were ever enough. You were more than enough. You were the answer to a prayer they didn't know how to hold. And they let it slip. But heaven is not about punishment, it's about redemption. And right now, redemption is knocking. Not just for them, but for you too. Because healing doesn't only happen when someone says sorry. It happens when you finally know the truth your spirit always suspected but your heart was too humble to claim. Now, the question is, will you allow this moment to be your healing? Will you open your heart wide enough, not for them to enter again, but for peace to flood in and clean every scar with the sweetness of truth? You are not foolish for having loved them. You are not weak for having waited. You are divine for still having the capacity to receive this truth without letting bitterness stain your beauty. This message is not about rekindling romance. It is about restoring balance to the truth. And when it arrives, you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your chest before it ever reaches your ears. And in that moment, beloved, you'll know, you were never forgotten. You were never wrong for loving. And now, finally, you are about to be released from every question that haunted your silence. What they say next may shock you. But what you feel next will heal you. Heaven has been watching you closely, not in judgment, but in protection. Every time your spirit was crushed by what wasn't said, every time your mind raced with thoughts like, "Was I not enough?" The angels took record of it. Not to store your pain, but to store your reward. Because in your silence, you were sowing seeds of strength. In your heartbreak, you were drawing the attention of heaven. You are not broken. You are being positioned. And right now, while you're reading this, heaven is orchestrating a divine revelation that's going to set your soul on fire. The person who once withheld truth from you is waking up spiritually. They have been hearing your name in strange ways. You've appeared in their dreams more than once. You've been crossing their mind when they least expect it. And their soul is restless, because they owe you something that no one else can carry. This isn't just about love. This is about spiritual correction. God doesn't just restore what was stolen, He exposes the lie and brings truth to light. And now, that truth is boiling in their chest. They are not proud of how they handled you. They know the damage they caused. And though they may appear calm on the outside, inside they are unraveling. Not because they want your pity, but because they want your peace. And peace cannot come without truth. That is why this divine moment is crucial. If you delay hearing this confession, your spirit may miss the healing tied to it. But if you receive it now, you will feel something sacred break inside you, and not the kind of breaking that hurts, but the kind that sets you free from wondering. God says, they must speak. Not to rewrite history, but to tell you that your love was never unnoticed. That your heart was never wasted. That your presence in their life was more powerful than they admitted. The angels are not rushing this, but they are surrounding it with urgency. That's why you feel this pressure in your chest. That's why you feel like crying, even when nothing is wrong. That's why the same memories keep showing up in your spirit like echoes from the past. Because something holy is trying to reach you. And once this confession arrives, once this soul finally releases what they've carried, something divine will shift in your atmosphere. It will feel like the end of a long storm. It will feel like morning after a night you never thought you'd survive. And what's even more powerful, your forgiveness, your compassion, your softness in the middle of pain, is what will become your testimony. Because you didn't seek revenge. You didn't try to make them feel what they made you feel. You stayed silent with grace. And that grace has been multiplied in heaven. A reward is tied to your restraint. And when this person finally speaks, the tears that come won't be bitter. They will be healing. And you won't respond with pain, you'll respond with peace. Because you've grown. You've matured. You've outgrown the weight they left on you. And this time, when the truth comes, you'll know it's not about closure, it's about release. You were never meant to carry their silence forever. Heaven is lifting it now. Let the angels deliver this message to your soul before the moment passes. Let God show you how seen you truly are. Let the confession come. Let the tears fall. Let the healing begin. There is a divine stillness surrounding you right now, even though the world outside is loud. Heaven has wrapped your soul in a silence that feels heavy, but it's not emptiness. It's preparation. Archangel Michael stands nearby, watching your heart with such fierce protection, because what's coming is not just words, it is a spiritual transfer. The moment this confession is released, something deep inside you will be lifted. The weight you've been carrying quietly for so long, the questions you never asked out loud, the "why did it happen that way?" and "was I not good enough?" All of it is about to be answered not by apologies but by truth. Truth that has been waiting for the right moment to pour into you like warm oil from heaven's own hands. This is more than just about a person coming to confess. This is about God restoring your dignity, your confidence, your sense of being chosen, not forgotten. Because the person who is coming to speak, even if they don't say it perfectly, even if they hesitate or tremble, they will carry with them something that will unlock a moment of truth that has been denied to you for too long. And the reason it had to take this long is because your soul had to be ready. If this moment came too early, you would have responded with pain. If it came too late, you would have responded with numbness. But now your spirit is mature. Now your heart knows how to stay open without losing itself. Now you are no longer begging to be heard. You are allowing heaven to bring the voice. The angels have seen how you tried to move on without closure. They watched how you smiled when you were bleeding inside. They recorded every silent prayer when you whispered, "I forgive them," even though they never asked for it. That kind of strength does not go unnoticed. Heaven promotes those who stay kind when it's hardest to be. That is why, right now, in the invisible realm, your name is being whispered by angels. You are being spoken of with reverence. That one, they say, that soul who did not become bitter, bless them. Restore to them what was taken. Pour peace into the very places they were abandoned. And beloved, the pouring has already begun. You might feel tears rising when you read this, not because of sadness, but because your spirit recognizes that this message is not just beautiful words. It is real. It is holy. And it is yours. There is a name on this confession. You already know who it is. You've known it in your spirit even before your heart admitted it. And when that name is finally spoken, when that soul finally says, "I need to tell you something," you will not tremble in pain. You will rise in peace. Because you have already been prepared. The angels didn't want you to hear this when you were still aching. They wanted you to hear it when you were strong enough to let it pass through you like wind, leaving you more free than before. They may say, "I didn't know how to love you," or "I was afraid of your light," or "I pushed you away because I didn't feel worthy." Whatever they confess, it will not undo your past, but it will bring clarity to your present. And in that clarity, you will find the courage to forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. The confession is not for them. It's for you. For your release. For your spiritual elevation. For your next chapter. Because what's coming next, beloved, is not another heartbreak, it's divine alignment. And you can't carry old chains into a promised season. So now, take a deep breath. Let your soul lean in. You don't need to beg for their words. The heavens have already made it unavoidable. What must be said will be said. What must be known will be revealed. And when it happens, the only thing left for you to do is smile, breathe, and walk into your freedom. Beloved, heaven never reveals everything at once, not because it is hiding anything from you, but because your soul is too precious to be rushed. God has timed every detail of your restoration with such divine precision that even the wind must wait for his signal. And now, as the hour draws near for truth to break open like light after a long night, the angels are gathering close. Their wings carry the scent of joy, their eyes glisten with the knowing of what's about to be unlocked in your life. Archangel Michael is standing guard near your spirit, not just to protect you from harm, but to usher in the most gentle, unexpected miracle you never thought you'd witness in this lifetime. The confession that is coming is not only from the lips of someone in your life, but also from God's heart to yours. It is heaven's way of saying, I saw what they did not see in you. I heard what they refused to hear. I felt what they ignored. And now I am giving you clarity, not for revenge, but for peace. The person who once walked beside you with silence in their mouth and confusion in their eyes has been carrying a weight that was never meant to stay hidden. Their heart was never untouched. Their spirit was never cold. They were simply unready. But now, something inside of them is breaking open, not from pressure, but from divine intervention. You don't even have to reach for it. The truth is already on its way to you. It is being delivered through signs, through dreams, through whispers that won't leave your chest. Have you noticed how often their name suddenly appears in your thoughts without invitation? Have you felt a strange tenderness towards someone who once left you in the cold? That is not confusion, that is spiritual alignment. The angels are softening the atmosphere around them so that when they finally gather the courage to speak, your heart will be ready, not to bleed, but to bless. Heaven has already seen the tears they've cried in secret. The nights they've regretted, the words they wish they'd said. And God has decided it's time for you to know, not for pity, but for power. You are not the victim of their silence. You are the vessel of something sacred. That's why your life has been heavy lately, not because you're broken, but because your soul has been carrying the weight of their unspoken truth. But now, the weight is shifting. The silence is cracking. And what was once hidden is becoming a testimony. Beloved, you may feel nervous, but don't fear. You may wonder, will they be sincere, but don't doubt. This isn't about what they bring to the table. This is about what God is clearing from your path. The confession isn't just about them admitting what they feel. It's about heaven restoring everything that their delay tried to steal from you, your confidence, your laughter, your ease and love, your belief that someone could really choose you and stay. And yes, they are coming. They are walking through their own inner war, but the angels are guiding them to your presence not to fix everything, but to finally acknowledge what your heart has known all along, that you were worth the truth. You don't have to chase it. Just be still and ready. Let your energy remain clean. Let your prayers remain open. Let your boundaries remain clear. Because the truth does not require a performance, it only needs a space. And when that moment arrives, when they finally say, I need to tell you something, you will no longer be the version of yourself that once waited in desperation. You will be the version that stands in strength, listens in peace, and walks in purpose, so prepare your heart, not for drama, but for divine clarity. The angels are not just delivering a message. They are delivering a release. And once it comes, you'll see why heaven waited until now. If you believe in God, type Amen or 444 or 555 or 0002 111. Subscribe for more videos.